Yo, every Wednesday night, you better tune in tight. At 7 p.m. CST, we bring in that insight. Halas Hall Report, best podcast in the game. Stats and facts, you'll remember the name. Host Ken Dub got the knowledge on lock. Co-host Woody the Bear fan, talking all that talk. 3 Bear fans chilling, opinions on the side. We're here for the love, riding that Bear pride. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Lions think they're fierce with Dan Campbell's call, but all that greed ain't gonna help them at all. Same old story, we know how it goes. They just can't compete, everybody knows. Minnesota Vikings always talking smack, but when it's game day, they ain't got the knack. Sitting on the couch while we're making a stand. Over here in Chi-Town, we're the best in the land. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. Packer fans yell blow pack blow, but can't see the truth. We're stealing the show. Rivalry heated, but we stay real cool. Halas Hall Report, yeah, that's the rule. With every episode, we build that hype. Stats and team news, we got the right type. Fan base strong, we ain't looking back. 2025, it's a winning attack. So gather round fans, put your hands in the air. Every Wednesday night, we're breathing that bear. Join the revolution, watch the magic unfold. Halas Hall Report, we're breaking the mold. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. So mark your calendars, don't miss a beat. Every Wednesday night, Halas Hall can't be beat. Stats, facts, team news on deck. Halas Hall Report, what did you expect? 2025, the Bears are here to stay. Blue and orange in the north, leading the way.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Halas Hall Report. Good evening, Ken. And we've got producer Mike in the house. We got the man, the myth, the legend. Dan is here today. And, of course, we've got a guy who has no opinion on anything ever at all, unless it's Penn State, Notre Dame, the Packers, the Lions.
The Sheagles.
Sheagles. Yeah. No opinion at all. But yeah, so here we go. It's the off season. Things are actually still happening. Of course, so we need to start the show off with one piece of not so great news. We lost a super fan this week. George Wendt passed away the other day in Chicago doing a swimming event in Lake Michigan, and he was a master swimmer. While on the swim, had a heart attack and passed away. I got to meet George a couple years ago. He signed both those helmets you see in the picture. I'm looking at them right now. And he put.
Uh-oh. Ken froze. All right, Dan. How those Yankees doing, bud? Ha
Yeah, okay, well.
Well, Ken's all frozen, looking cute. But Dan, since you weren't on the show, I'm going to ask you this question.
Uh-oh.
Our running game. Would you give Nick Chubb a 1-year, $2 million contract with our running game that we have? Would you accept them in Chicago?
What are you going to do with Roshan then?
My thoughts exactly. Yeah, I think our running game is great, or not great, but fulfilled. Right. You know, we got to see how, Swift does with this new offensive line. He did, 959 yards last year with that crappy offensive line, and all the Chicago fans want to get rid of him. I was like, well, that's pretty darn good with a shitty offensive line.
Right.
And so and then what's us drafting Kyle from Rutgers he's a beast, and we'll see how Ian Willier does too when he's on the practice squad. So,
how much did you say?
1 year, $3 million.
I would, just to make depth on there. That's cheap
Yeah.
for Chubb. You only use him on situational, like goal lines and stuff. Like he still got some in the tank.
Even with his big injury, we don't know how his injury was coming off last year.
Situational, you're not gonna run him to death. But no, I'm with you. I want to see Roschon too. But I mean, for $3 million, what if something happens to Swift? Who are we gonna have? Just Roschon? That way we still have two if one of them goes down. Just saying,
Right.
$3 million's not nothing.
Yeah, no, but we have, if we can get all, the 4 of those running backs. Kyle's a beast. I graded all our draft picks. That was an A for me.
But if we did do that, you know who would be out, right? Homer.
It don't matter. He's special teams anyway. I give a shit.
I'm just saying.
Right.
That would rule him out pretty much.
Now, here's the other scenario. On the defensive side, me and Mike were talking about this today. Dano, would you give the Cincinnati Bengals a second-round pick for Hendrickson? Leading sack guy last year.
I wouldn't mind seeing him.
I would definitely take that over the running back, Nick Chubb. Yeah. Absolutely. What do you think, Mike?
We're definitely more in need for a defensive end for sure. So I'm with it. I mean, the money's never the issue. They can always find the money, but he's going to want a big contract. You know what I mean? And it could be like a Clea Mack. We get him and then he don't do nothing. I know when Mack left, he did pretty decent, but I don't see paying him that much money for the age that he's at. I think he's out of his prime. Don't get me wrong, 35 sacks in 2 years, that's good. But
and we have 3
very, very hard.
3 defensive ends. I think we need 4. Plus, we don't know how Deo's going to work out. We, signed him from Indianapolis, but yeah, I wanted Hendrickson all through when he was, said, "Hey, I don't want to be on the Bengals anymore."
Well, I heard on the other podcast, they said that there was a no trade clause in Hendrickson's contract. There is not a trade clause in his contract at all. But I just don't see them getting a bunch of firsts when a caliber player is going to be real expensive with that big contract. So I don't see anybody giving more than a second rounder with maybe a conditional pick after that. You know what I mean? Nor a player. That's just my input.
But that's the the big news, Chicago, and Ken will be back on to talk about his friend the guy he met that passed away. So our thoughts and prayers with their family. But any more topics on the Bears, Mike, you like to get to?
Yeah, since we're on the defensive side, we might as well move to the defensive side. This is the free agents that are available right now. I definitely think we need to upgrade on defensive end. I'm not saying it's going to be one of these guys for sure, but I mean, it could be.
I say Clowney. He's
Clowney or Judon.
Judon's a headache in the
and he won't be cheap, but yeah, I think he's a headache too. I like Clowney myself.
I don't know much.
Barrett from Tampa, that'd be my second choice, but I don't think I would want Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith, or Judon in my view.
No, I take Barrett too. I mean, imagine, with, Grady Jarrett we signed, with Sweat, hopefully Booker, hopefully has he played all right last year. He played a lot of snaps. And we'll see how Deo works out too on the fucking defensive line, because we need that shit.
If I'm not mistaken, your boy's a free agent right now too. The one that you didn't want to see walk away, Gibson.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Bly Nichols.
No,
but he's a defensive lineman. So Gibson is now a free agent, isn't he?
I believe so. I seen him on that list.
Ooh, motherfucker!
I thought I seen him, and I remembered a Woody.
Watch the stupid ass fucking Packers get him too, because their defensive line is not the greatest either. But
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's could be better.
Oh, it could be better.
Yeah. Overall in the league, and everybody's ripping on me for this. You take a look at that Giants defensive line. You tell me that's not pretty close to the damn top 3 in the NFL. So I want to compete, and we play them this year as well. So, but we'll see what happens. What's the PFF grades there, Mikey?
I didn't do the PFF grades.
I know.
But we do have new news in the NFL. They did vote on the tush push.
Yep.
And it is not banning. Tush push can still be legal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could take away the quarterback sneak. That's kind of pushing it. I mean, you want to call it a tush push, but you got to try to stop it.
I mean, the quarterback sneak's been in the league for, seems like centuries, but still. Pushing the guys, though, pulling the guys, that's what they were looking at, which I don't agree.
Part of a quarterback sneak, it means your defensive line's weak if it gets pushed back 10 yards. But, I mean, some teams use it. Some teams are successful. Other teams aren't.
Yeah, but you have Barkley, you have Goddard for the Sheagles pushing Jalen Hurts across that defensive line.
Fumble the ball when you're not handing it off to nobody, and as soon as you hike it, you're not taking 2 or 3 steps back. You're going forward.
Mike, you gonna fucking argue with me or what?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm saying there should be
bans. My opinion, though. I'm just saying. Like, they change these rules. Football is football, and they change a rule every year. And it seems I don't know how to say it, but it's getting softer and softer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to the over the top. I mean, Buffalo Bills did do it too, but they weren't, as bad as the Sheagles were. Because you have Jalen Hurts on your football team, you're getting 12 points a game with 2 touchdowns with that tush push. So I don't know. I don't like it. But
there was 10 teams that was pretty much against it.
And Green Bay was number 1.
No, I'm not gonna say it. It's out there. It's posted. It's definitely posted. We know who complained about it for sure because there was a big debate on it.
So then, now that we're off the Bears news, I want to go over how do other teams like Brock Purdy's contract? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought Daniel Jones' contract was bad when he's getting $45 million a year when he signed with the Giants, but Brock Purdy's contract is wow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame Purdy. I blame the league for letting it get the salary cap of a quarterback outrageous like that because I don't think any player is really worth $50 million per year.
Look at my sister online. What's up, sis?
But he's definitely overpaid for sure. But this was a Bears show, Woody. We're supposed to talk about Bears. Come on.
My head's small. Really? Fuck.
Which head? No, he's just leaning back in the chair. He's not even sitting up.
But so Dan, we talked about our pre record for the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
We went through the teams that we're playing next year. This was on the last show. Did you get to take a look at the schedule?
Yeah.
What's your cat's name, Dan? Because we'll ask her.
Max.
Him. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
So what do you think the Bears record is this year?
I say 8 or 9 wins, maybe.
No, he was talking to the cat.
Yeah. Meow.
Would you say 8 or 9, Dan?
Yeah. Yeah, I said 9 and 8.
8, 9, 9, and 8.
People are saying 10 or 11, but I'm saying, the Bears, they're going to play teams and lose at teams that we should beat. So that's why I said 9 and 8.
Tough, but really, our schedule's kind of tough. It could go like either way. Still, I see us winning 9, 11. that's a little much. Maybe 10, but that's only if the offensive line gels and everything. You good now, Ken?
Freaking MediaCom, they suck.
Call that internet provider.
Ken, you there? Testes? 1, 2, 3.
Back to a couple days ago. Tooney did a 2-year contract extension.
Yep, that was nice.
And 33.5 guaranteed for this season.
Oh my God, Jody!
Well, she would know.
For fuck's
She
sake!
would know.
My God!
She would know there, Woody. That's your wife.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well,
But no,
that's why we swing.
When you were gone, Ken, we just went over the tush push.
That's all. I was watching on X via my phone connectivity while I was trying to fix the internet.
Now, Ken, what do you think? Do you think it's okay that players like quarterbacks are eligible to get pushed over the line?
It's always been that way.
Well, I'm talking about a regular quarterback sneak.
It's always been that way. I don't see a problem with it.
Well, it starts as a quarterback sneak, and then you try to push the man forward, just like it's just a runner, a receiver.
They don't. Yeah, like how many times have we seen a running back run the ball, go 6-7 yards, gets hit a brick wall, and then get pushed forward 8, 9, 10 more yards, or gets pushed forward and breaks free for a touchdown. So
your man downfield.
So I don't see anything wrong with it. If you got rid of the tush push, that means any play on the field where they got pushed, that's okay. Forward momentum stop. You're automatically down. They can't push anymore. Well, then beast mode doesn't score a couple touchdowns in his career.
Well, you better be beast mode on the defense and scrunch up, box it in.
Look at people stop that play. It's not unstoppable.
I haven't seen the Sheagles get stopped once.
If everyone could do it, then everyone would, and not everyone converts on it. The Bears couldn't convert on it last year a couple times. It's not a for sure play, and I've seen the Eagles not convert. It's rare, but
it'd be better for us to do it this year for sure with the interior lineman upgrade that we did.
Because you have one of the strongest running backs, Saquon Barkley, and Dallas Goedert behind Jalen Hurts pushing him.
You didn't hear Barkley? He said, let the young man eat. Let him play.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ.
Let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how much of my intro got cut, but, George Wendt passed away.
Right, yeah.
One of the original super fans on SNL. Of course, some of you may know him as Norm. Years. A Chicago native, master swimmer, doing a swimming event in Lake Michigan, had a heart attack and passed away this weekend. So, prayers to the family.
Yep.
Got to meet him a few years ago down here at Pensacon, and he signed a couple helmets for me. Cool guy. But
so,
what else you got, Mike? I know you got some other stuff there.
Yeah, I got. What do you guys think of interior line all the way through 2027? Yeah, we're going to lose Braxton Jones and probably Darnell Wright possibly in 2026. But
why?
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying if they sign them or don't sign them. But these three guys to start to help, with Caleb and everything to progress, it looks good on paper.
I think Dahlman, if he stays healthy, he'd be our center of the future. But he's got to stay healthy.
But too, if he does go down, Tooney plays center too. He plays multiple positions, so he did for the Chiefs.
Look at Darnell Wright will get an extension. That much we know. Jones, I think, is a little more questionable, especially with Trapio in the locker room now. But I would not be against Braxton getting some kind of deal, whether he becomes a starter, stays a starter, or becomes the reserve guy.
But they still got 2 more years, this year and that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a pretty solid line for the next couple of years if it can stay healthy. That's the big if. Can it stay healthy? And then what's behind this line if it's not healthy? That's the problem.
Oh my God.
You're popular on your page today, Woody.
It's my sister.
I tell you.
Good job, Yarborough, you idiot. Scumbag. Piece of fuck.
He's never an opinion about anything, I tell you.
Man, why would you pitch down the middle, you son?
And I heard you guys were talking about Chubb for a little bit. Look, I posted on Twitter, on Bears Twitter a couple days ago, and still going. And the overwhelming response is sign him. Like,
I mean,
sign
$3 million. I say still use Roshan because I like Roshan. Got to use him for sure. They don't really use him, but they should this year. But they should just only use Chubb in situational. That's what I was telling.
I mean, I look at Chubb as a risk reward. If he's 50 or 75% of what he was, and you platoon him with Roshan to hit the gut, then he's worth the money. If he's breaking them down the middle and scoring touchdowns, he's definitely worth the money. But just by having him there, if you run a 2 running back set with Chubb and Swift in the back, you can go down the middle, you can go hit the edge. Either way, defenses have to react and have to guess which way we're going.
Go to New Orleans because they're in cap hell. Kamara won't be on that team all year.
That team is just in hell, period. Now that Carr's gone.
Yeah.
At least when Carr was playing, you could say they had a chance.
Oof. Don't be as shocked that Aaron Rodgers goes there for cheap.
And as far as the edge rushers, because you guys were talking about the edges too while I was waiting for my internet provider to get its head out of its 5th point of contact. I'm going to bring this back up. Look, Judon, I posted that one on X and it kind of fell flat. I haven't posted about Clowney yet, but I just saw an article with Clowney being linked to a West Coast team. Zadarius Smith, no, he's played for every team in the North.
Not us, not every, but yeah.
Well, he's trying to collect that helmet. No, thank you.
Barrett.
I would be fine with 2 of those guys on that list.
Barrett and
no, if you go to this list, Barrett and Clowney, I'd be fine with. Yeah,
Barrett's better than anybody we have.
Yeah,
Barrett and
even in Sweat, I don't know.
So
Talking about Josh, who are you talking about? You said
Sweat.
Okay. I was talking about free agents, so I kind of threw me off.
Well, you said he's better than anybody on our team.
Well, not Sweat, but on the other side of Sweat.
Oh,
Josh with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
right?
Ridiculous fucking contract.
No, it's gonna be like this morning on the morning show. We talked about the Giants. I heard you talk about that too. And I was on a space on X last night, and there are a couple Giants fans, and they think they're getting 10, 11 wins. They think they got the best defensive line in the NFL. And they may have a top 3 defensive line in the NFL. That's fine, but it's the rest of that defense that needs some work. I mean, having a great line though helps out the back end. So, but and they've got Russ, but we're trying to figure out how they're going to win 8 games even with their schedule. I mean, do they split the division? Do they go 3 in the division?
No.
Who do they beat in their own division? Did they beat the Commanders?
I say they beat Dallas at home. They always do. And maybe the Commanders at home. Who knows? I see them Eagles beating them. And maybe maybe the Eagles beating them, sweeping them.
And then they get the NFC North. So do they beat any team in the North?
Well, who in our division, who plays at New Jersey? I know we play them at home.
We get them in Detroit. I think Detroit and Minnesota get them in New York. I'll tell you in a second.
I don't know. I'm a little iffy about Detroit with all these coaching changes. And who knows about J.J. McCarthy? Everybody says, we have our quarterback of the future. He didn't play a fucking snap yet.
But he doesn't have to. Oh. All right, Green Bay. Actually, Green Bay goes to New York and Minnesota. They come to Chicago and they come to Detroit.
I don't see them winning on the road.
See, but I was saying this morning that Detroit's the 4 probably their best bet, because if that off defensive line can get to Goff makes stupid decisions.
Well, he's third best quarterback in the league, man.
Okay, Motown.
Yeah, he's fucking third best on that team.
Yeah, me too. Go Pack, go. I mean, it's gonna be a good season, but the Giants, I don't know how they win 8 games. Maybe 5 or 6. You know, I mean, but they're gonna be in games. So that was the saying this morning. Their defense will keep them in games. So the question's gonna be, you know, can Russ put something together in Neighbors to win them a game on a last-minute drive or something? It's not like New York doesn't have weapons, but you know, and then I think we look at the Bears Giants matchup at Soldier Field. How's that going to look? I mean, it's good. The Bears, but
all they have is Neighbors and Slayton. And they have no running game. Tracy's okay of a rusher, but he's not a number 1. So I think them and Dallas are in trouble with the running games.
Yeah, I would say Dallas is definitely in trouble for them.
I mean, everybody thinks, George Pickens is the answer. I'm just like, CeeDee Lamb needs help. They need help everywhere.
I mean, there's going to be learning curves in Chicago. It takes a minute for lines to kind of gel. Offenses are easier to install than defenses are normally. And I don't think the defense changes much. It's the same base in Chicago as it was, even though we have a new DC as well. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Dan. What do you think? How long do you think it takes
Get the fuck out of here
to start clicking under the new regime?
We got the Vikings first game, and then
the Lions and the Cowgirls.
Hopefully after week 2, but maybe it could. You know,
I just want to see, because Ben, all the hype is about Ben Johnson, being coach and his offensive coordinator. Hopefully that he changes that theme around, saying that coordinators should stay coordinators. So hopefully he works out as a head coach. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, he's calling the offense. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. He's definitely calling that offense. So I don't.
What was the question? What's the record? The first 3 games?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
We lose Detroit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Even though we gave Detroit a fight last year at Detroit on Thanksgiving, but I don't know.
Yeah, but our team did improve. We could still get to a fight and pull off a win, but I see us 2-1 by then too.
Well, what I want to see this year is, going back to that offense that we're, number 1 on scoring points in the first half, and then we were last year. So I want to see that turnaround. Can't be coming back every game like we did last year.
No.
The problem with weeks 1 through 3 is they're such shit shows.
It's preseason.
Yeah, they're shit shows. It's hard to make the prediction on weeks 1 through 3. The Bears could be 3-0, they could be 0-3, they could be 1-2, or they could be 2-1. Any one of those 4 is completely possible with the way. I mean, and here's the thing: you're playing. Minnesota has a lot of talent. Detroit has a lot of talent. The boys actually have some good amount of talent on that roster. All 3 games are winnable. All 3 games are completely losable too. I mean, I don't know if J.J. McCarthy gets a win in his professional debut on Monday Night Football. That's a great story for him. If you were, I think that one Nate might be a little safer to call for the Bears. Ben Johnson goes back to Detroit. Ooh, I mean, great storyline. Hate that it's at week 2. But if the Bears get pressure on Goff, we already know Goff makes bad decisions and will throw interceptions. And if the offense is already starting to work by week 2, okay, then it's going to be a game. Because remember, Detroit's got coaching upheaval too that they're going through. So it's going to come down to talent level of individual players and head-to-head matchups. Week 3 against the boys, I mean, that they've got a good defensive coordinator. Whatever his misgivings are, how we hate him as a head coach, his defense was good. But it's Mike McCarthy, and he's as predictable as the sun coming up in the east and setting in the west. So all 3 games could go, and because it's like preseason, it makes it's until week 4 you don't know what you got.
Well, they're not losing because I'm going to be there week 3. So, damn. Well, I agree with what you say, Ken. Like last year, week 1 against Tennessee, you remember our defense got all our points.
Yep.
So.
And I don't think the defense is going to have to carry the load in week 1. I think the offense will kind of click a little bit off the rip because of the way Ben's offense is. But what's going to be interesting is how that line does as early on. As we go on the season, if they stay healthy, they'll get better and better as they start to learn each other more. But it's not just that you have a new O-line coach. It's not that you just have a new head coach, a new O-line coach, a new receiver coach. You have possibly four new starters on the offensive line. If Trapio has to start at left tackle, if Braxton can't go week 1. So your interior is completely brand new to include, your center, your most important guy, the guy giving the ball to Caleb. It's going to take them a minute, especially because they're not going to play any preseason games. It's going to take them a minute to get used to each other and to get used to the scheme and everything else. So give that one through until past the bye week till you really start seeing a solid offensive line. I think you don't see a solid Bears O-line until week 6. By that point, they should be good.
I'm interested in seeing how Bieniemy does with the running backs too.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Woody? I forgot about him today. And I was reading an article about the coach, head coaching change, the coaching change in Chicago. It's like, fuck, that's right. We have Bieniemy. He's just the running backs coach. They've got so much brain power on this coaching staff.
And Randall L.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the officiating sucked last year.
Yeah, but Woody, would you say it was unfair? That was just kind of sucky across the board.
It was sucky across the board. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah. Sucked.
I mean, the new onside, I'm happy they changed the onside kick. I'm still pissed, though, that you basically have to tell the other team, hey, by the way, we're doing an onside kick. You have to announce it. And you can only do it if you're behind. You can do it at any point in the game now, but I liked it how it was before. Like, you can just do it whenever. You're up 3 touchdowns and you want to do an onside kick, you could. I wish it's a tactical part of the game that's been stripped away from coaches.
I wanted to ask Dan this. Go ahead. I wanted to ask Dan something.
Go ahead.
So, Dan, we were talking about this last show as well. Your boy Santos could have some competition there, huh?
Mm.
So what do you better keep going to that gym.
Yeah. I like Santos. Who's the guy that they brought in?
Kim. His last name's Kim. He played for Michigan State.
The guy is like, what was his long, like 63 or 64?
Yeah.
And he's automatic from under 60.
Yeah.
See what he was like with not his own teammates.
Oh, and here's the funny thing too: the Bears signed Torrey Taylor's long snapper from college to be the new long snapper in Chicago.
Damn, sorry, Cole Kmet couldn't work out.
Yeah, it's just like Actually, you know what? I look forward to watching that. Woody I mean, is that sad that I'm looking forward to watching a kicking competition?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's sad, but it's also what kind of a good place we're in as a team. That's the position where most like, okay, that's the competition right there. It's not like, oh, who's going to be the starting linebacker? Who's going to be the starting edge rusher? Who's going to be the starting running back or the quarterback or the wide receiver? Our question mark is, how do we improve from one of the best kickers in the NFL from under 50?
Yeah, because like think about it. Last year, I know the ball was kicked low. We could have swept the Packers last year.
Yeah. I mean, Santos, I love the dude. He's automatic from under 50. Automatic, but even at the 45 and out, the ball starts coming in low. So he's subject to getting blocked a little more than some other guys. We're not that far removed from the double doink and the problems we had finding a kicker. Remember, Santos was the guy who stabilized our kicking game. He was the guy who came into Chicago, and we finally remember. I felt like we were going through a kicker a week, weren't we, Woody?
Yes, dude. I still believe that the She-Eagles paid him off.
And yeah, Cody Parkey still getting doinked and blocked whenever he does show up in the league. But I mean, we were going through kickers like faster than Packer fans go through cheeseheads.
Well, I want to listen. It doesn't matter if you're 0-16 and the Packers were 16-0. That game last year, the last game, meant something to both teams. Yeah. I don't want to hear it. It's the biggest rivalry in goddamn any sport. You got to tell me it was meaningless for the Packers. I do not think so. It's not like they sat starters.
You know what it is, Woody? When they lose, that's the comment you get.
No.
Oh, you guys still suck. We own you.
No.
That's the Packer double talk there.
No.
To them. They're just trying to downplay it because they lost at home.
Yeah. Do you think the Yankees Red Sox series? You think that doesn't mean anything every single fucking game? Yes, it does. I don't want to hear that excuse. Nope.
So no international games on the schedule, 5 primetime games on the schedule as of now. I don't know. What do you think of the way the schedule broke out?
I don't like the bye week at week 5. Too early. But on the flip side of that is that our bye week was late last year and we only had 5 wins. So maybe it's different. And baseball is different. I correct. But I just said the Packers-Bears rivalry, every game means something. I don't want to hear that excuse.
Last year we were a week 7 bye. This year, week 5. The last time we had the week 5 bye, guess what happened? We won the division.
Mm-hmm. What, 2012? Or was that 18? 18. Okay.
18, yep. We won the division in 2018 with the week 5.
Baseball's different.
Oh, my God.
Rivalry is rivalry. I don't care.
Holy shit.
Baseball's different, but that Yankees-Red Sox rivalry, look, at the Red Sox could be the worst team in baseball and the Yankees the best. That rivalry, you would think they were the 1-2 in the league. Bears, Packers, same way. And don't tell me it's meaningless. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. Bullshit. Every Bears-Packers game, because the second you win a game, you're right there to tell us, oh, how we own you. We're the kings of the North, blah, blah, blah. And then when you lose, oh, it was meaningless. It didn't mean anything, whatever.
Yeah, it's not like the Packers took out their starters.
No, they played their starters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they played the win. They were trying to.
So you're telling me Matt LaFleur whispered to his players, "Hey, don't take it easy on them. This doesn't mean anything.
Take it easy so we get better seeding, even though we're going to be 1 and done in the playoffs anyways."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So but that's okay. Look at when it comes to the Packers. Like, I'll give the Packers their just. I mean, like, the Packers are always a good team because they manage them. The team is managed pretty well. They always end up picking late in the draft every year, so they don't get that big stud guy that's going to move them up at all. They're always going to be an 8 to 10 win team, it seems. Always be in the hunt for the playoffs. The problem is they don't get those big game changer guys in the draft because of where they draft normally. Unless teams really screw up and someone falls and they get lucky. And then with Jordan Love, he's in a prove-it year of his contract because last year he wasn't worth the money. When you break it down out of his 2 seasons he's played, he's really only had a good half season. This is not that the Packers are going to move on from Love if he has a year like last year. It's not like they're going to move on, but they're going to start looking down the road because he's not going to be worth that contract. The Packers are okay; they're a good team, but the rest of the division is good too.
Hey, Matt LaFleur is a hell of a coach. He brought the Packers all-time youngest team to ever win a playoff game. I respect that guy and that team.
I think if Jordan Love played for anyone else but LaFleur, he would suck. LaFleur just puts him in the right position. He's a good coach.
Absolutely. Yep.
LaFleur is a very good coach. So, it's more, like you look at week 1 2 years ago in that Bears-Packers game where you guys came back and won the second half. That wasn't because of Jordan Love. That was because your coach and your running back at the time created those opportunities. It's just, Love's not bad. This is a prove-it year for him. And these Bears-Packer games, I hate that our Bears-Packer games are, in the NFL did this across the board. Every team gets one of their division rivals twice in 3 weeks. Everyone gets this. So the Lions are going to get the Vikings twice within 3 weeks. I think the Giants are getting the Eagles twice within 3 weeks or something like that. I hate that. Why do we get the Packers twice within 3 weeks? Give me at least, 2 or 3 games in between. Like we open with 2 divisional, and then maybe give me a week 7 Packers game and a week 18 or week 17 Packers game or something. Don't give me 2 out of 3. I hate that crap.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I like the Packers game, the last game of the year, because you know what? It's meaningless.
Completely. No one's playing for anything. Yeah.
Absolutely. No pride or nothing.
No. That's it. Dan, you agree with that, don't you? Bears-Packers games always meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely meaningless.
Right, Dan. The Bears sometimes are so fucking bad. You root for Green Bay, right?
Oh, hell no.
Even though we want to go for the number 1 pick, right? You root for Green Bay.
Nope. Never go for them.
Yeah, I did it once when 2012 when the Bears had to bye and Green Bay played the Sheagles. That was the only time I rooted for Green Bay, and look what happened the next week. Came back and kicked our ass.
That's going to be so. Woody, what are you going to do this year when they play the Sheagles?
Wow, and I have to work that day too. It's going to be fucking rough. Going to be rough.
Eagles. Let's talk about it real quick.
Black Friday. Wow.
Hey.
Wow. I'm not feeling optimistic about that game. Nope, not at all. Too many tush pushes. Yep. And Bill jumps into it.
Oh yeah, because he's one of those Packer fans who has to say how the game meant nothing to him. Blah blah blah. Oh, we pulled players at ports of the game, blah, blah, blah. It meant nothing to us. It meant something to you. Of course it meant something to you. That's why if it didn't mean anything, you wouldn't be sitting here going, it didn't mean anything. It meant something to you. I'm sorry. It's okay. Look, you lost. You lost to the Bears. Deal with it. You get 2 new games this year.
Yeah, they were getting ready for the playoff game, Ken. That's why.
Oh, yeah. They're getting ready to be one and done. Yeah. 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 I tell you. But no, I mean, look, I just don't like how we get the Packers that quick, 2 games that quick. I hate that. I wish they'd spread out those division games a little bit more. I liked it before when it was Bears Packers week 1 and then the final game of the season. Yeah, I just don't like the way they did the schedule for that this year. But We're going back to who the Giants beat in the division. I don't know. I mean, I still think Detroit's their best shot.
That depends how JJ McCarthy plays. But again, they only had to be good on offense last year, and Sam Darnold did a great job with them last year, obviously. Because their defense, we knew they're there, Minnesota. So we'll see how JJ McCarthy says or what he does.
JJ, he just needs to, he needs to channel his inner neck beard, beat Kyle Orton, throw the ball where it's supposed to go, and if it's not there, throw it away. That's all he has to do. If he does that, he'll have a Sam Darnold-like year, and they could win 10, 11, 12 games. That's all JJ has to do. He doesn't have to be Superman. He doesn't have to create offense. He just needs to be put the ball where KOC tells him to put the ball. That's it. I think Mike has the topic for us yet. There it is. Make it or break it this year.
Mm-hmm.
So Bleacher Report. This is Bleacher Report saying these guys are make it or break it this year. Now, remind you, Swift, Edmonds, and Kmet and Stevenson are both under contract for the next 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Brisker's contract is up at the end of the season.
Tremaine Edmonds, I think if he doesn't reconstruct his contract, I think he might be gone after this year. He could be. DeAndre Swift, we'll see how he does with this offensive line that we have. Cole Kmet, that saves us $10 million, but it's good to have 2 tight ends on our team. Tyreek Stevenson, if he doesn't taunt on a Hail Mary, he might be good to go. And we'll see how Brisker does, how he plays after his concussion. He was out 12 games last year. But if I had to pick one of these players right now, Tremaine Edmonds has to have a big year. Them signing TJ Edwards. Edmonds has to have a huge year to be on this team next year.
What do you think, Dan?
He'll agree with me.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
it's great. Right. I love you, Dan.
Yeah, I mean,
makes sense. What he said.
I mean, for me, it's like I don't see make it or break it really as much for Swift. 950 yards with that crap offensive line last year wasn't bad. Cole Kmet, if we are running a 2 tight end system, the only way I see Cole Kmet not sticking is if he has a bad year this year and or he's a cap casualty. Mm-hmm. If it becomes, otherwise I'm not so sure. Tyreek Stevenson, he's got 2 more years on his rookie deal. This year, next year. So really this year's not make or break for him. As long as he shows improvement this year, I mean, he's going to make the roster next year. Next year is his make or break. And Brisker, of course, needs a contract. And I think for Brisker, it's just, can he be healthy? I mean, if he's healthy, he's going to get a deal. I think that's the only problem because he missed basically from week 5 after
week 5.
6. After the London game, week 6.
Yeah.
No, before the London, that's right. Week 5. After week 5. So he missed the rest of the season after week 5 from the concussion. So there must have been more there than what they told us, because to miss the rest of the freaking season from a concussion, and we saw the hit. I don't understand that. So there might have been something else to it. So I think with Brisker, it's just a matter of, does he stay healthy? And as far as Swift, if you get rid of Swift, then what are you doing?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, Woody.
I was saying, would there be dead cap with Edmonds or Kmet if we release them under contract?
I believe so. Let me check.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift. If he's on a make it or break it year, you go out and sign Nick Chubb. I wouldn't. That's what you. I don't think Nick Chubb's going to go anywhere to be a backup. That's just me. He's just. But teams are worried about his injury. How good he'll be.
For 2026, If you cut Cole Kmet pre-June 1st, it's 3.2 in dead cap, 8.4 million savings. If he's a post, you save 10 and you have 1.6. And let me see, there's TJ Edwards. Where's Tremaine Edmonds? Okay, I might have been wrong. Edmonds might not be under contract. No, there's Edmonds. Edmonds, if you cut him post June 1st, you save 15 and you have 2.4 in dead. If you cut him pre June 1st, it stays the same. So you'd have some dead with either of them. Yeah, I mean, Edmonds' contract is stupid compared to TJ Edwards' contract. So I can definitely see where he would be more on the hot seat than Cole Kmet.
Yep. Absolutely. It's not like Cole Kmet was dropping passes. Now we'll see what Loveland does. Well,
I mean, but with Cole Kmet, you and I both have seen it. And Dan, we know he can ball. That's why they paid him. He can ball, but then they don't use him. They just haven't used him. Now, if we get to week 8 and they're still not using him, then I'll agree with Broski and saying this is his last season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Mike. What do you think?
Mike. I like to see how the Bears are going to use Loveland now too. He's not really a blocking tight end, Loveland. So we'll see. It's all up in the air to me.
Kmet's blocking has gotten better. It had to the last couple years, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think when Bleacher Report does stuff like this, it's good that we talked about it, but they're just looking for shit to talk about at this point. I get it. It's that part of the year, that part of the season. Rookie OTAs, you can't really take much out of that. Regular OTAs, there's not much you can gain. What we heard so far was the difference in coaching. Big deal. Of course they're going to say that. Where they come out and say, oh, it's the same vibe as when Flus was here? No, of course they're not. They're all going to say it's more intense, this, that, or the other. Like everything we're hearing is like, well, what we should be hearing. The rookies look really good. Well, of course you're going to say that. You just drafted them. Mm-hmm. And the defense is going to do that too, to a point. So, and it's OTAs. I mean, it's like when camp starts. Oh my God, he looked so great at camp. Yeah, okay. We remember guys looked great at camp, and then the season started, and they were ghosts. We remember last year, the Hall of Fame game, we were all jumping up about, what's his name, the one receiver, and then we saw nothing for the rest of the year from the guy.
Colin Johnson, and where'd he go? Nowhere.
So, that's the problem. Am I being pessimistic about it? Yes, I am. Why? Because history's proven time and time again that nothing's really come out of these OTAs and camps that we can really get excited about, especially the way it's set up now. The only thing it does, what I like about camp, is we see some of these younger guys who are trying to make the team, and we get attached to them. Like guys like Wheeler, and I like Wheeler. I liked what I saw from him.
Yeah.
And I liked Colin Johnson, but he didn't translate to the start, to regular games. But I mean, from that aspect, I like that. But when you're talking about the meat and potatoes of your team, we get nothing until week 1.
I want to ask this. So the Bears are in trouble. So I want to know what your prediction for your season will be this year, and I'll say if you're in trouble or not.
I want to know how he thinks we're in trouble.
There's a lot of stuff up in the air before we're in trouble because all the new coaching and stuff like that. But I want to see what his prediction will be for the Packers this year.
He's going to win the division in probably 12 games.
12, 13 wins, I was going to say. They're probably going to say.
In the division. He's a Packer fan and a homer. I mean, and that's why even like, and we're going to do this too. Don't get me wrong. We're going to do our before the season predictions, of our record and all that. And it's just like
13-4.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Post it there so people can see. Yeah, like okay, sure.
Oh, jeez.
Right. And let me
Of
guess,
course.
sweeping the division, a division you were 1-5 in last year. You know, I mean, I
Ah,
hate. Well, he's
Division.
taking the Bears over the Vikings in week 1. I'll give him a little credit, but that's not really a hard one to take.
The division they should have known with 6.
Yeah. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the way the league is structured now, with the way we don't get, because even OTAs aren't full pads, aren't a lot of things, and the way, okay, now it's the injuries last season. Thank you. Oh, there were major injuries last season. Well, you know, a lot of teams had a lot of injuries. The Bears had a lot of injuries on the offensive line. So there we go. He thinks everyone will beat the Cowgirls. Be careful with the Cowgirls, man, because their defense is going to be probably better this year.
they're not losing because I'm going to be there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but be careful. Be careful with the Cowgirls.
Question: what do you think you're going to do with Tyson? What do you think we're going to do with Tyson Bagent now that we got Case Keenum?
I don't think much is happening to that. Raiders will be way tougher. Saints will be easy. Yeah, Saints.
Yeah, I think Ravens will sweep our division. Be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't see any of us beating the Ravens, to be honest.
And we go to Baltimore, correct?
And
yeah.
Then we go to Cincinnati the next week.
Oof.
Oof. Then we got to deal with Higgins and Chase. Oh, fucking Lord.
For go for the Cowgirls, it's not the running game you should be worried about. It's their defense.
Yeah, losing DeMarcus Lawrence. You know, they still have Micah Parsons.
Their defense scheme is going to be much better this year with Eberflus as DC. And here's the thing: Eberflus knows the North, obviously. I would say in the Cowgirl games against the division, pay close attention. That defense is what's going to keep Dallas in games. The Brownies will be trashed to a point. They got a good defense, and their offense could surprise some people. I like that comment.
Wow.
Yeah, Steelers got a great defense, but I don't know about their offense. I mean, they do got DK, who's probably one of the most physically gifted wide receivers in the league, but their quarterback situation might be a little.
I don't know. I don't know about the Steelers too. I mean, their quarterback situation, running back situation. They just lost Pickens. They have DK Metcalf. Yes. All you have to do is stop TJ Watt and Hayward on their defense, get past them, and you're golden. That's it. Hit another homer. Just fuck.
Yeah, I mean, look at the division's going to be good. I think every team in the division has a couple question marks that need to be answered, and it's just I don't know. I hate these way early predictions because we still the teams aren't solid yet. But I think I think 9 wins in this division probably earns you a spot in the basement.
And the Niners are in hell too, even though they just signed their linebackers.
Yeah, they just did some extensions, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and I don't buy the whole strength of schedule thing. I think it's crap. Strength of schedule to me doesn't exist till about week 8 or 9.
Yeah.
That's when you know what teams are. So,
as long as the teams stay healthy through preseason and warm-ups.
And healthy, be healthy. The Bears weren't healthy last year to start the season, and the offensive line just fell apart. Jordan Love got injured early and they fell apart. But on that note, we're going to say goodnight, as producer Mike has prompted me to say goodnight. Don't forget to watch Roku on Roku, on Fire TV, on X, Facebook, YouTube. We'll be back on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central, noon on the East for another edition of Halas Hall. Mike, I'll let you end the stream. Until then, guys, have a great night. Thanks for being with us. Bears.